This is my review on the spin-off of Mean Girls and Mean Boys episode 2. When they started off as well, the only thing I was kind of confused about why the house was so empty. Like, I understand you're renting it or whatever for this week, but at least put something in the house. It's so empty. I am happy that Solid is back and also Kai's back as well. Solid has been off Now That's TV for about 2 seasons of Playboys. I don't think it was on any other show. And Kai Bands was only on 1 season. I think that was like maybe season 2 or 3 of Playboys. I'm not really sure. In the beginning, I don't know why they always show some of the fades beforehand as well, because Ken looks so battered and bruised as well. I was thinking, what the fuck is going on here? Like, he was really running them fades. Finally, after last season of Playboys, when he was just staying cool, calm, collective until the end, I'm thinking, this is why. This is why, because they're going to make you work for that. Going to make you work to be back on the screen. I have to give it to Wolfpack though. They looked amazing in their intro look as well, like when they walked in, and then also the confessional looks. That's it. It was really hard though to keep up with like everyone, because obviously they're all new faces as well, so it's like I don't know who's who, but I did like the double dose who were to the side of me there when they walked in. They had the matching sets as well. I feel like that was really cute. What I didn't understand why I think it's Slow Flow was by himself in the confessionals, like, because obviously we see there that the Slow Flow Jits, I think his name is, let me see, his name is Char, but what happened to the other guy? Why wasn't he doing a joint confessional with him? Because that also happened to Chaotic. I think it was, she was meant to do a joint confessional with her duo. The duo never turned up for the confessionals. The same with Mary Max or Kashmir. Ayana didn't turn up for her confessionals either. So I'm just thinking, what is going on here? The only solo one that I remember was Ken. I think, is Ken even on this list here? No, Ken has another duo, sorry, my bad. But I think it's Nuke that came in. But obviously his original duo was Tez as well. But that's what I mean, like, he came in solo. I'm really confused why some people are left with just no confession, but we move. Draco also didn't have a duo either. That's what I'm understanding as well. But she was saying, she mentioned something about a duo in episode 1, but I wasn't really listening. But sorry, honorable mention, I came with the more clizzy, yeah? So I didn't understand why they're locking some of the cast members away so soon as well. Like, some people already ran their fades, yeah, but why are we locking them away? I'm sure if you just put them in different rooms, it should be fine. But locking them and having security in front of the door, fire hazard. And we finally get the first fade out of the way. We need names of these people because it's hard to keep up. Even this year, but sorry, just a side note. Even the year, because, well, we know the names of the duos, but we don't know their individual names without knowing them from previous seasons of Mean Girls, Mean Boys, or other reality TV shows. Because from my understanding, a lot of these cast members were on It's Serious TV or other networks outside of Now That's TV. Some of them, obviously, we know from the network itself, like South Central Baddies, all these other stuff. But we don't know some of these people, so it would make sense when they come up on the screen to actually have their names there, so we know who they are. I feel like, is it the Wolfpack at those people up though? But what I didn't understand is why the other guy had to jump in as well on both ends. Like, it didn't make any sense when they're doing a one-on-one. But what I was realizing was the holes in the wall. And obviously, I feel like Now That's TV must own that building or something, because they always go there to contract sign. They did that for Greek Life as well and so forth. But who is patching up these walls? I don't believe that Heem was jumped though. His duo, what's his name? Rico technically jumped in a fight when he was already in a fight beforehand though, so he technically jumped. And then obviously with the Wolfpack, one of their members jumped. Like, no, I don't think it was a jump necessarily, because Solid had finished fighting, and then that person came in to punch, and they jumped out of whatever altercation was going on. So I don't think that person saw that he had got hit, or like it was coming from that third person that jumped in, other than the other duo would have seen that, if that makes sense. Now it's being brought up again about the mace situation. So Heem said that he believes that one of them had a mace on them, and that was the reason as to why he basically either lost the fight or didn't do too well in the fight. But I'm just thinking, if there was mace on his hand, wouldn't security also get a hold of that? And he's asking for water when you get sprayed with mace. I'm sure it's milk that you're meant to be putting on your face, but at the same time, who knows? It's sad that if it is mace though, but I don't know how that no one else would have clocked that. And they need to start adding these names to the confessionals, because it's a lot of people to keep up with. But Ken got packed out. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Ken Glocks packed out on his knees on the floor, hit the floor. Like, I can't believe Ken got. I was screaming, "Get up from the floor, man!" Because I think Ken, please. But then also Ken was mentioning him and Junior have had this beef for so many years. I'm just thinking, I really wanted a backstory from both of them, Junior's perspective and also Ken's perspective, as to what was the reason for the beef, because I'm still not understanding why they're fighting as well. And some of these fights just sounded pointless as well, honestly. I feel like they were breaking up Ken's fights too fast as well. There was too much grabbing as well, and they need to also just let them fight. Like, why are we breaking up so soon? Would have to give Ken the second round, but I feel like Ken came in solo though, so I respect him for that as well, because obviously his duo dropped out. He eventually gets his other duo to come in, but for the time being, he's basically on his ones. I was shocked though by his eye, because obviously it was bleeding just under the eye. I'm thinking these injuries are getting more and more serious. How much is the check? Have Kai Bands and Denim, who are back on our screen, the poster boys. When they first did their look for Mean Boys, the Barbie inspired look, 10 out of 10. I think they had the best poster, I would say, along with Metro Zay. And I'm upset that they didn't cast Metro Zay for this because he would have been perfect. You know what surprised me? Kai Bands beating up Ken. I don't know why I thought Ken had these hands, and he does have these hands, but how did you let Kai Bands get on top of you? And this is what Ken needs to stop doing. He needs to stop focusing on grabbing people. He needs to be throwing his punches because he can't keep doing that as well. Ken got the best of Kai at the end, but Kai won the overall fight. Ken needs to get his breath in because the back-to-back fade, you know what this reminds me of? Dooley. When they brought him in on that season of Playboys and they had to run back-to-back fades, he threw up and still had to get to it. And I'm just thinking, this is crazy. It ain't even served me a meal yet. It ain't even served me nothing but hard liquor. And you think I'm on go. Crazy work. I do feel like Denim's life flashed before his eyes as well. Because when he dropped to the floor, Ken could have easily booted him in the face. Easily took his head off, clean off, but he chose not to. I don't know which guy it was. Was it the So Fly or was it the... I don't know which one it was, but he was funny when he said, I thought you were straight until you started talking. I can't lie, I ain't dying. And they were laughing too, but he's funny. So blowing out names now that it's TV. This isn't the first time you've done this. Were they talking about Tez or who did they blur the name out of? Because if it was Tez, it didn't make any sense because eventually someone else said Tez's name and then it wasn't blurred out, so it was pointless. Hitting someone over a comment 5 years ago that they said about Stunner Girl, you are fanned out. So shameless. Shameless. I have to scream into my hand because it's so embarrassing. So embarrassing. Because I couldn't even believe what I was hearing. Because obviously, Solid was having a talk with, I don't even know the guy's name. 5 years ago, a comment from the, and I get it as well, like you need to go on the show and have a storyline as well. So it may be something how many years ago, but fanned out. This is shameless. And the fact that you brought up as well is embarrassing. But Solid is saying that it's non-factor. A lot of people are saying it's non-factor, but the guys talk about it was the principle and all that stuff. Let's let it go. You're on the show now. You don't even need to fight over it. It's not worthy. Obviously, we see the preview of next episode as well, and Kai and them goddamn Rick Owens shoes. Every time he wears them, even though he was winning some of the fights wearing them, he has lost some fights wearing them as well. Because I remember he had the high platform Rick Owens, I think it was, and his ankle just went, and then they just got on top of him. And now again with the Rick Owens in the ring, and I hope he wins the fight, but who knows.